Then all of a sudden there's an actual alien out there on another planet that somehow traveled light years to get here in a bean ship.
Billions of miles.
In a bean ship that only showed up for an instant just to tease us.
Hey guys, later.
Later.
Nice planet, nerd.
They're going to be wondering about this
Is that a sea turtle? Never
They're going to
mind.
be wondering about this for decades.
Yeah.
20 million light years back home.
You know
what I'm saying?
If
you're going to show up.
Hey.
So we got here.
Yeah.
You know, you drove all the way over here. Stay for a while.
Grab
Have some Entenmann's.
Yeah.
You know? You know what I'm saying?
It's my friend Ernie who's trying to repopulate a different planet. You know?
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Don Draper's Den, an after-hours conversation with two fools in the marketing game. We're talking trash, we're talking culture, we're having conversations that don't belong in the boardroom. I'm Chris, this is Ernie. Before we really get started, guys, please remember to like and share and comment and subscribe and help us blow this thing up. We always appreciate the support, and we, of course, hope that you're entertained in watching this. So without further ado, pour yourself a glass, and let's get into this.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, Damon. See, it's not orange, your little smoky thing. It's teal.
No, it's nice now because now I just buy the pods.
Yeah.
So I keep this. And so
what's like $30 a pod?
It's like $30 for the whole thing, let's say. And then for the pod, it's like $25, $24 or something that you save like $6 instead of buying the whole thing over and over again.
So that's the total bill, or is that like there's tax on that? Because they tax that shit like.
Yeah, like normal tax. So you buy the whole thing once, the whole kit, you know, and then once this is dead and you replace it, then you just go buy these.
And then just throw that in the ocean?
Yep. Throw it directly into sea turtles' mouths.
The mouth of a sea
like literally, they have them right
stupid.
There. Here you go.
Yeah, eat this.
You hold their mouth, you clamp their mouth shut, let them swallow it, and then you're like, all right, have fun with that.
Have fun.
As you buy another one.
Right. For the next sea turtle. Or the same one. Maybe they're jonesing too. They come back and be like, you know what? I didn't like that orange-sicle. Strawberry, whatever it is.
They should like make a garbage can lid that is just the shape of a sea turtle. You got to throw things into its mouth.
That's so dark.
See if it discourages people from wanting to do this anymore. Like, okay,
it won't.
It won't.
It won't. It doesn't matter.
In fact, it'd probably be like me, just enjoy it. I'd be like,
yeah, heartily laugh as we destroy the planet. You know what's weird? You remember that episode we did a long time ago now, where it was like how we buy everything in the world and they're just making shit all the time.
Yeah.
And there's like fax machines.
It's like buy now or something like that.
That's right.
Something like that. Yeah.
I was just talking about that last night at a networking event with somebody. That's funny that came up. But yeah. Just the visual that I can't get it out of my head. The visual of like copy machines. And just like, and the clothes too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Piling of all the clothes, mountains of clothes, and where do they go?
Why do we do this?
Right.
Why? I hope one day we'll evolve as a culture, as a species, you know? And because they have those, I forget what the terms are, but where there's like a specific level of civilization. You know what I'm talking about? And then it's like, if you're at a particular level, it's where you can capture the energy of the sun. You know what I'm talking about? I forget what that's called. It's like a level 5. It's probably simpler than I'm making it. But anyway, it's a particular level. And we're like at this level. But then it's like, if you start considering, you know, what else might be out there, it's like, well, you know, if this civilization has the ability to live for 1 million years, then it's like, well, they could capture all the energy of their star. You know, and imagine what you could do with that. Right. It's pretty cool. But here we are. We're not doing, I think it's called the Dyson sphere. We're not doing any of that shit. We're just like, we've got to make some more. We got to make some more clothes and another fax machine. And what are we going to do with it when we're done, boss?
Wait, by the way,
feed it to the turtles.
Why do you got to sound like you're some country bumpkin doing that?
Because they're,
it's not the country bumpkins making fax machines and all that stuff. No,
but it's like
in the country, they're making food for us.
They are. That's
You should have like done some sort of Silicon Valley accent.
You're not very far off, right? How do they do their thing?
I have no idea.
How do they do that? Oh, they have upspeak, right? So that's like I think of like, a very thin, Caucasian.
Yeah, it's constantly upspeak. Yeah.
And if you know what I mean, and we're working very hard on a lot of synergy.
Yeah, like why do you always have to go up?
Here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand what you're saying.
Who are we talking to recently? Oh, I can't remember who it was.
Somebody was hitting us with that, bro.
But somebody I got introduced to, and they kept going up like that. I'm like, why are you doing that? Are you asking a question every single time?
In fact, I know one example. We're not going to go there, but I know exactly who that example is. And I was turned off immediately.
Right? You're on the call.
Conversation. I don't want no part of this.
You're on that call.
Yeah.
I remember. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
But it was like kept going up, up every single time. I'm like, stop it. Stop. I can't even, I'm not even like
paying attention. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's two. There's two in the past 6 months.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Don't put a bad look on the agriculture, like the country folk. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at.
You know where that comes from? Is the old trope about, Southerners are stupid, hence the, that accent, is way back, the guy who satisfied the hookworm issue throughout the South.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I know that I heard that one on a Rogan podcast.
He was a black gentleman, wasn't it?
No. It was like a tycoon, really? A Vanderbilt type, somebody like that. But he owned some textiles, maybe something like that. And anyways, the point is that he's like, well, why the hell is production at X here, but it's at Y over there, right? Basically north and south. And he discovered, after whatever kind of research, he discovered that the latrines and the outhouses and all this and that were only dug so deep, right? And so that hookworms were, hookworm's not an issue if you go sub 6 feet, I guess. And so they find that out. And by the way, a lot of folks are not having to wear shoes. They're not accustomed to that. It's just a culture, right? And so, there's this massive instance of a hookworm. And evidently, a big sign of hookworm is you're just kind of like a little dull. You know what I mean? Because it's draining you the life force.
Wow, how do you find that out? That's crazy.
But you know what I mean? Like, what a wild. So anyways, whoever it was, and I'm sure, some Rogan fan's going to be able to say it, but whoever it was figured this out and was like, okay, we'll just dig the shitters, 650, and it worked. It was fine. Everybody's like, oh, I feel so much better. I don't have hookworm.
Well, right? I'll use that as a joke with the staff. Like if they're underproducing or something, like, dude, get that hookworm out of your ass.
Hookworm. Start wearing shoes when you go take a piss. Like, what?
Start working,
We have indoor plumbing. What are you talking about? So anyways, I don't know how we started on the
are you one of those people who like, we gotta like take care of the planet because I want my kids and their grandkids to have a safe planet to live in?
What's that mean though? I'm one of those humans. Am I a human being? I don't want everything to be okay later on. Yeah,
I'm not really. I don't really care.
I don't know.
I'm a live life to the fullest, and if this whole planet blows up, hey, that was a good ride.
Planet be damned. I don't know. Look,
not that I want it to be blown up. I'm just saying, like, look, you know what?
Just gonna let the chips kind of fall.
Where it falls, or whatever. I don't care.
All right. Hold on.
I would care if it was like really starting to impact me personally. I mean, this is how selfish I am, right? Yeah, but I really don't care. That's why I said specifically for the next generations, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna there's somebody better than me out there who's gonna clean up the planet. It's not gonna be me.
Oh man! So it kind of, on the one hand, thinking like that does have a bit of, I don't want to say arrogance, but like self-importance to it, because like, am I really gonna have an impact? Earth's a big planet. It's like. And even still, like, there's plenty of nice places too, and there happens to be.
I'm not anti
on the coast.
I'm not like anti trying to make this planet a safer place and a better place. I'm not anti. I don't know it, and I'm such a small little pebble.
That's kind of what I feel.
There are smart people out there that I'm glad
Yeah.
Because maybe this planet would have been destroyed decades ago if not for those wonderful people.
Bro,
I get it. That's cool. But like, why do I, like,
we have the luxury.
If somebody were to tell me like, hey, do you know every time you throw this out, you're killing a sea turtle? I'd be like, I don't.
And a sea turtle's like, as it dives in the ocean. Yep.
And then like a minute later, belly up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you want to do that again?
Coming out.
Want to tell me again? Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me. I'll show you. No, I think that if you're of that mindset, it's like, what impact am I really going to have? But then it's like, well, if everybody has that vibe, then you're going to end up with some polluted ass shit, which we already have.
But not everybody will have that vibe. There are people who are made for that. They're going to fight tooth and nail. And I appreciate it.
Cleaning up the,
all right,
the
man.
plastic.
Thanks for letting me be me.
I think, but if on a really big scale, when in America, a lot of Western cultures where like things are all right, it's like we have also the luxury to give a motherfucker about anything. Right? Yeah. Whereas like if you go to other parts of the world where it's like, hey man, we're struggling for the food and we're trying to like get by in the world, and like I'm just glad I ate today. They're burning tires to keep warm.
You know
what I mean? So it's kind of like, wait a second. Let's maybe work on that part, because it's like, if every human could be okay.
Yep.
Then it's kind of like that old thing that I say all the time where it's like, you got to put your own mask on and then you take care of the kids. It's like, let's make sure every human is all right. Like nobody's having to do some wild stuff just to get by. And then, and frankly, if that happened, where you just kind of raise the standard of humanity, and I mean through and through, right? Those poor people getting the cobalt in flip flops in the middle of wherever, and there's just guys with machine guns. And bro, one of the most wild things I saw, I think it was last year, 2 years ago. A journalist goes into a cobalt mine, right? And I don't even know what I think of when I think of like digging for raw materials, but it's kind of like you think, right? It's just a big old work site.
Yeah.
But rather than the beeping and the kind of hydraulic machinery sounds you'd imagine, it's just regular motherfuckers in there, right? And there's women, baby on back.
Wow.
There's kids, and there's just regular folks, right, with like Under Armour shorts on, and that's it. And they're pulling all this cobalt, which I don't know what the hell even really cobalt is, right? But I probably shouldn't put my hands on it, right? Like, goddamn, get them gloves. How about a mask? Hey, let's not get the baby in here, right? So if we can stop all that stupidity, then we'll move on to the sea turtles.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. I mean, like they say that like even up in space, there's so much garbage up in space now.
Yeah, it's like a halo.
It's a halo of garbage.
Yeah,
that like they're trying to invent some sort of like ship or something that like has like this netting behind it that as it goes around, it like scoops up all the garbage.
So stupid. Why not just like if there's
Wait, what's stupid?
It's stupid
the fact that we have garbage. Oh, right.
Even the outside. Just like this stinky. We just like, I don't know, man.
Right.
Right. Ugh. Right. I get why we go robot, AI, virus. Yeah. I mean, that whole narrative for any sci-fi movie.
Yeah. It doesn't help that I feel like because of technology, it feels like the world is smaller.
Yeah.
And as a result, it's like, it feels like, oh, we are really destroying this planet. Whereas before, when you had no clue, it's like, if somebody talks about some melting ice glacier, like what? Like
it doesn't even make sense.
I don't even see one here. Like how's that?
Right.
Where now you're watching YouTube shorts on it. You're hearing about it. They're mentioning it at the Academy Awards when they're accepting their awards speeches about melting ice glacier. And the social media, you're seeing different cultures now that it's like, ooh, this world isn't as big as we think it is.
No.
And I could actually picture all this shit we're buying, how it's actually gonna, destroy
the planet. On the shores of wherever. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think it's weird you said like it's not so small, but it's also massive. Like when you really get that, like whenever I've gone abroad, you know, and you kind of touch down in foreign land, not foreign insofar as like shit, you go to another city. If you go to Paris, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be some notable differences, but like you may as well be in New York to a degree, right? Because there's like modern shit there, as you'd expect.
Yeah.
But when you get to like, wow, this is a landscape I have never seen before, right? My most extreme experience was in Patagonia. I don't know anything about it. I know it's a jacket, right? Like, I don't know what it is. So I'm like, okay, Patagonia, cool, right? So now we're at the southern part of Argentina, of South America. It's crushed by however many millennia of glaciers, right? It looks like the fucking moon, bro. There's no trees.
Yeah.
It's weird, right? Everything has this kind of bluish gray hue to it, right? Because the soil is essentially a crushed rock, right? And it's otherwise pristine, right? Some of the like great farming, you know, bro, some of the best steaks I ever had in my life. The meat, I mean, any town down that way, there's only like 5, right?
Yeah.
But any town, and you walk through and there's just like the smell of like, you know, barbecue, you know, cooking meat. But anyway, but you make landfall and bro, I mean, you take a look around in every direction, you're like, there's not a motherfucking thing out here. Right? And then you kind of realize too, like how big it really is.
Yeah.
You know, we're saying like it's big in a tech way. If you're plugged in, or rather it's small in a tech way. If you're plugged in, it's like a tiny planet. Feels like it. But then it's like, go to the western shores of Africa, right? So it's like Nigeria is on that part, and then it kind of cuts and starts going due south. And I think it's like Nairobi. I could be wrong, but there's a good number of countries before you get down to familiar territory, South Africa and stuff, where there's like it's just this weird anomaly of land where it's like there's the ocean, and there's essentially a desert, and there's nothing. Yeah. Right, and it's thousands of miles in every direction, right? And people live there. Yeah. How?
You're
How?
Right.
Right. So so they got to feel like the world's super big.
Yeah, it's true.
And back to the idea was like, no, I don't know, man. Can it sustain us dumping all this crap into everything? Because we're not even the biggest offenders. I
don't think it can. I mean, that's why if you ever hear Elon Musk talking, like, he foresees a time when this planet's going to be, overpopulated or whatever. Or,
I mean, that's
too much pollution, junk that, it's worth the time and effort and resources to try to figure out how to get to Mars.
Check out Mars. Yeah.
Again, there's people like him that are smart enough and, have the financial wherewithal to be able to do that kind of stuff. I'm just going to live my life and smoke my vapes.
Dude, after seeing, remember Total Recall, a chick with the 3 titties and all.
First one or second one?
First one.
They brought it back, the 3 titty chick. The second one, though.
The reviews would be like, okay, but it's like a 10 on Rotten Tomatoes simply because there's no 3 titty. But yeah, like he makes it seem more severe, and maybe he knows something. I'm sure he knows libraries of information. I don't know. Who the hell am I?
How did you like the first one better than the second one?
The first one for sure.
No way, dude.
For sure.
Who is the female actress in the first one?
The lead? Yeah. The Spanish broad?
The Spanish?
Yeah. I don't remember her name.
Not the same.
I don't know.
I think Kate Beckinsale, whatever her name is, hot.
Was she in the second one?
She was in the second one.
Plays the lead, though.
She was playing the lead woman who was supposed to pretend like she was his wife.
Oh, she's the Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sharon Stone's pretty hot too.
No. The one that he kind of makes up.
Yeah.
That's more wifey.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone's nice.
Yeah.
But she's going to be a headache, dude. You can't keep up with that shit.
I'll watch anything that has Kate Beckinsale in.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Should I? If you're into like super hot British. chicks or whatever. You know?
I'm only bringing this up because I want to get you in trouble with Shannon. I'm like, right, Chris?
Right?
He's hot, right?
Pretty hot, right?
Right? Just say it, Chris.
Look at the camera, right?
Right, Chris?
She's
looking
right.
at Shannon.
She's right. I guess. No, and what was the werewolf thing? What was that one again?
Yeah, the lichens and the vampires and the
Underworld.
Oh, that was great, dude.
That was it. There was a nice little moment in time where, for whatever reason, it was like cyberpunk aesthetic. It was the Matrix. It's the Underworld. It's like they always had like that same intro. Right? I wish I had a drum kit, and then all that shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So there was like a little 1998 to like 2003 moment, and man, do they not hold up. But when was the last time you saw like Blade, the original?
Oh, it's been, I haven't seen that in so long.
So bad.
Blade, I haven't seen. I've watched all the Underworlds though.
Yeah. I like those, some of the first horror movies that the kids watched.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I was kind of able to, because it's, it's pretty gory, but I was able to, I would tell them like, okay, now look out for CGI, you know, what do you think's real? And at least it kind of made it fun, pick out instead of just being horrified that there's like innards, splattered everywhere.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways, off Cape Beckinsale, back to the thing. Yeah. So Elon Musk headed to Mars. All right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the size of the solar system. Here's some stuff, right? There's a couple movies come to mind. The Titan. Have you ever seen that?
The Titan.
The Titan.
No.
So the Titan.
I don't think so. It's a movie?
It's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie.
I know Remember the Titans.
That is so good.
It is so good. I don't know how many times. I just like go on YouTube and watch for Remember Titan clips.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Strong side. Right side.
Yeah.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah.
And that's a funny thing too, because that's kind of the same era of like, the coming together movie, classic coming together movie, right? And it like borders, I don't know that I've seen them lately.
Yeah.
But for some reason I was okay with it then, right? Where it's like, standard issue, black and white American relation, let's build a bridge and all this type of horse shit. And I love the backdrop of sports, and all that, right? But it does anything beyond that, and it's cringy. I'm like, who does a bit on that? Bill Burr. He does a bit on where they did the same thing, but it was swimming.
Oh yeah.
Right? And he's like, I'm out of white guilt. I'm like, we're down to swimming. It's recreational swimming. Anyways, so no, the Titan. So Titan is a story. Spoiler alert. Titan is a story about like a military type setup.
How old is this movie?
10, 15 years. 10 years.
So why do you say spoiler alert? You always do that. Like, let's talk about It's a Wonderful Life. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Wait, what?
50 years hence. I don't know, man. You never know. Like, you don't want to upset somebody. What if they're like, oh my God, I've been meaning to watch it. Maybe they had a moment. Maybe their ex-wife was a big Titan
Listen,
fan.
if they end up watching our podcast, okay, then it's their fault.
You're just shitting on it.
I am. All right, Titan movie.
So,
what happens in Titan movie?
Funny you should ask. So, he's a military type guy. There's a bunch of people in the mix, right? And they're all trying to figure out how we're going to get off the planet. Planet's dying. Earth is dying. Right? So military comes up with some shit, and they're like, okay, based on Titan, the moon, right? We should be able to survive if we can do this, this, and that, right? So first and foremost is Titan's ridiculous cold. Right? So they're like, all right, in order to live on such a thing, you'd have to survive the cold. You'd have to breathe whatever the fuck is there. I don't know. Nitrogen instead of oxygen and all these kinds of various things, right? And then I think the atmosphere is super thick, right? So it's like, well, a creature that would, come from there or at least thrive there would be able to kind of, navigate this incredibly thick atmosphere, right? And all this kind of stuff, right? And so it seems kind of insidious. It almost puts you towards the buildup of it. It almost puts you in mind that like, Uncle Sam's really fucking this guy, like the family's there living with them, and maybe I don't know what's going on, but you got to trust the thing. It's part of the job. What do you want from me? And they're, people are dying left and right because their body's rejecting all the stuff, and he's the one dude that like comes through, right? So he's going to like repopulate as a Titan, meaning a life form that can survive on the moon. Titan. Interesting, right? Interesting. And it's kind of an interesting take that like that somebody even thought of such an idea. Like what? Right? So when I hear Elon Musk talking about going to Mars, it does kind of put me in mind of that, because it's like, well, there's like a super thin atmosphere. And even if you go on an airplane, so I've heard, you get like crazy amounts of radiation, right? As compared to just walking on the surface of Earth. How's that work? Like, what does it look like when I live there a generation now? And are my kids all born jacked up? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you don't know. I don't know.
Do you really want to be the first one? Like,
I can see there's definitely going to be a lot of people who'd want to be the first ones to go.
I don't think so, man.
Not me, but like I think there's going to be people who like I don't have any friends. I'm kind of a loner. Yeah. But that sounds like fun. Yeah, let's try it. What the heck? Who cares if I die? I think there's probably a lot of people. The planet's populated with so many different kinds of people. There's people who are going to be, I'll make that voyage.
You know what? Okay, but that puts me in mind of like Australia, as you're saying it, because like famously Australia is populated, and a lot of America, by the way, but Australia famously populated by British, prisoners, right? And it's kind of dumped them off. So it's like, well, what kind of folks who's the first ones to sign up? Right. And then that's going to be a wild place, man, because there's some pioneering cowboy-and type people that are like, oh, yeah, isolated, it's do or die time if something goes wrong. Sure, put me in, coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Word?
Yeah, there's people like that.
Word, like men and women where they're like, fuck it. We'll give it a shot, see how it shakes out.
Why not?
Imagine.
Yeah.
No oxygen. Did you see the movie The Martian? With Matt Damon?
Oh, I love that movie. Let's go. Love that movie.
Oh, when the scene, spoiler alert, I'm kidding. So when the air goes out of his little garden thing there.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of stones do you have to keep going forward from that moment? Yeah. And when I saw that, I was like, well, fuck it. It's over. I'm done.
It's done. Yeah.
I'm done. I know that I'd already given up at that moment.
Maybe if they made a role where like my role was just to populate the planet.
Right.
I'll jump on that.
What does that sound like? Populate a planet, there's you, and like dozens of women. Just dozens.
It's fertile.
Yeah, right. I mean, not for nothing, bro. It's not against you, but against us, the reality of it, it's like, are they remaking this? You know what I mean? Is it going to be, what's the Jack Reacher? What's that character? Big blonde fellow?
Yeah.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
It's that guy. we need like super.
You're gonna have him?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
what's the actor?
What's wrong with me?
Actor?
What's wrong with me? You gotta get the 6.5 foot monster.
You need hardy. Athletic.
I'm hardy, dude.
Dolph Lundgren. That's another one.
Listen, my body can survive gas station food, any kind of food. Like literally, I'm regular. I'm not stuck up.
Is that the first thing you put in the resume? Hey, boss, listen. Here's why I'm going to another planet. One, fertile. I got fighters in these.
I got fighters in these.
Two. Shitting every day, like 3 times a day.
Yeah.
I can eat anything. I'm a goat.
I'm a goat. Yeah. I know, and I don't complain about anything. I'll eat that dried strawberries or whatever, mashed potatoes. I'll be like, ooh, this is good. I want more. No complaining out of me.
That's ridiculous.
I don't really like complain about like like I think women are beautiful no matter what shape or size.
Everybody's welcome.
I don't care.
We're indiscriminate.
Yeah.
Repopulate. Let's just repopulate the whole planet.
It's kind of like food, it's just like whatever.
Dude, that's a cult. I'll tell you right now. That's the things of a cult. Yeah. I
think I'm a perfect candidate. Yeah. Just because I don't have I'm not 6.5 feet tall and
I'm just saying
have muscles and
look,
stuff.
If you got to get, and it's not just the muscles.
And listen,
you got to have the brains.
Filipinos are kind of like Hispanic, Latin.
All
Latin.
right.
They're hard workers, dude. Hard workers. Hard fucking workers, dude. Get 1,000 of me out there.
Good.
We'll get shit done.
Yeah. Good. That's strong. I'm glad you said it. I didn't say it. So we're going to have a harem that'll help repopulate with hardworking. But where's our like nuclear physicist from?
Well, I'm not going to be the only one there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
You just made it sound like put me on the planet.
I'm only one man. That's exhausting. You're going to have the smart one.
Just
might be the hardworking ones.
You have the smart one. Chew and just all of it.
You have that dude. I think it's Alan Richards or something like that. Is the Reacher. Alan
Rickman, something like that. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Anyways, you have him. Yeah. Like he will help produce the soldiers or some shit.
All right, so we have dude. Wait for the call. We got you. We're gonna put you in. Yeah. So it'll be nothing but The Choice Men. This is a ridiculous movie. Somebody should make this. And just Blue Chew by the, we don't have a sponsorship, but we'll take it.
Yes.
By the truckload. Yeah. And we'll repopulate.
Yeah. Would be an honor, for mankind if I help in this way. It's literally sacrifice.
Oh yeah, such a sacrifice. Such a sacrifice. If aliens are watching, bro, in that moment, that's not our best moment. They can see that plot kind of unfold, because they probably be like, well, you guys didn't have to do that. You didn't have to have these this concubine man set up to repop. You could have done this and terraforming, you know what I mean? And all this. But
wait, that's assuming that these aliens are smart.
Maybe.
Why do we have this thought that these aliens are advanced creatures?
Wait, no, hold on now.
And they will say okay, that's a primitive way to populate your planet. No.
Here's the logic, right? Unless they're from our own solar system, right? And so there's just to be clear, intelligent, highly intelligent, able-bodied, right, and resourceful individuals at our civilization level, right? And you'd think we'd seen them by now, but never mind that. Then they'd have to be from our solar system, because if they're somewhere else, they're clearly superior, at least technology-wise, because how the hell did they get here?
Yeah.
Light years away. One light year is what? 9
if they're able to come to us,
miles?
It has to be advanced technology.
Beyond anything we can even comprehend. Right. There's no way, because when I watch those, those...
But not all of them.
Right.
Dude, not all of the aliens can be... Look, if there's one alien that's out there that's just like me, dude. I guarantee it. Eats anything.
Just like you?
Yeah, he's not the smartest one in the bunch. He's not making you can't think that all the aliens out there are these geniuses. No,
I don't think that.
Someone out there just like me.
No.
I'll populate the planet.
But then there's also going to be varied level. Some of these microbial still, right? Like many a millennia spent that way, eons spent that way, and they're in the soup. But then what if there's a civilization that has lasted 1 million years?
I have a hard time believing that, but
what could be all right, here's one that tripped me out, because I love aliens. Here's one that tripped me out in terms of depth of the universe, right? It's time, but time is subjective. Anyways, so when they have the new telescope, it was the James Webb telescope, and there's that black spot that famously they take a picture of with the Hubble telescope, and they're like, well, there's nothing in that part of the sky. Let's just see. And then they look, and there's billions of galaxies, and you're like, what? Right?
Yeah, right.
And so then there's the old narrative of 14 billion, 14.5 billion. And essentially what they really are saying is that we're just looking to the edge of a sphere of light that can be seen.
Okay.
So then that means that if we had a telescope that was 1 million times bigger, we could see even further.
Yeah.
Which kind of lends itself to infinity, right? And all of this, which is just blah, right? Incomprehensible. So the James Webb telescope, though, was that more powerful telescope. And evidently, and I haven't looked but once into this, sometime last year when it was made as an announcement, that it used to be 14 billion and now it's 20 something billion years old as far as the universal, birthday. Yeah. But even that, it was described by like all these measurements, whomever was in charge of this mathematics, that it's like, yeah, man, but look, it's like we have a candle in the middle of a blackened warehouse, and the sphere of light only goes out so far from a candle. And it's like, we've got this candle, but the warehouse is like the size of a planet.
Yeah.
We don't know dick about what's going on in the universe.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's incomprehensible.
Yeah.
So then when I think about the alien thing in general, I'm like, how do they get here?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Random little berg on the edge of an obscenely huge galaxy. You know how it's 240, I think, 1,000 light years across is the Milky Way galaxy? What? We couldn't cross that with our technology in millions of years.
Yeah, I agree. This planet will be gone before that happens.
Everything we've ever known, including the actual planet we live on, would all be gone.
Yeah,
the star we live, the reason we're even existing to a degree is this star that gives us all we need. That would be gone.
Right.
And there's aliens on a planet, bro, watching me, putting things in my butt and my, cutting up my cows, bro.
Did you ever see that Saturday Night Live skit? I think what's her name? Kate McKinnon or something like that. She's hilarious. They're being interviewed by some government officials about them being taken by aliens in their ship. Right. Oh, it's fucking hilarious, dude.
100%.
Yeah.
But have aliens been here?
I don't know. You look at the oceans, dude. I always say that those animals are like aliens.
They certainly are.
I mean, there's crazy looking shit down there.
If you describe alien as life forms that are substantially different than ours, than we are, right? Even mammals, right? Then yeah, man. Like those. Did you know there's a snail that has an iron shell?
It's weird
it's
shit,
like a
dude.
volcano snail or something.
But that one like little fish that has a light that like dangles in front of its foot.
Anglerfish.
Anglerfish. What is
like
that?
In Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
but that's not even. I mean, it's still recognizable as a fish, right? You can be like, oh, okay, well, you sprouted a light. I mean, that's wild as hell. Anyway, right? Let's just be like, wait, you what? You sprouted a light on your head?
Yeah.
What?
What is
That's
that?
weird.
Yeah.
But like, it's still a fish, right? That's familiar. But then you get weirder and weirder and weirder, and the Precambrian era on Earth, God knows how long ago, like all these weird looking creatures, and we just find like their imprints on rocks. Like, what? So to imagine.
Do you think there's aliens?
I think it is incomprehensible that there would be, and like I would subscribe to, not only do I believe there are aliens, meaning life beyond Earth. That to me seems like as obvious as the sun is hot, because of the sheer unimaginable size of the universe, right? It seems like an extraordinary arrogance of mankind overall, right? To consider that we're the only ones. Yeah. It's like, that's just offensive to the idea of the universe being so big, right? Because it just doesn't add up, right? Billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of galaxies. Yeah. In an immeasurable sized universe. It's incomprehensibly big, with each one of them having billions upon billions upon billions of stars with potential for planets circling them, such as ours. And it seems like, you mean to tell me that we are the one in, how big is the number? You know what I mean? It's like if you multiply all the galaxies times all the stars times all the potential planets orbiting those stars, it would be a number so big. You know what I mean? It's incomprehensible. And so we're the one planet, bro? Yeah. The one who happened to get the primordial soup to get this whole party started? And well, we get to kill sea turtles? I think that's therein lies the difference, though. Yeah. Because I'm not saying that it's impossible to have other life forms and other planets, and I don't think that by having that would change my faith at all, will rock my faith. But
based off of how you see the origins of the planet and how I see the origins of the planet
Yeah.
are two different things. So like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because if you think there's primordial soup,
Right.
and then of course, if it could be here, it could be anywhere, right?
Right.
And thus life form can take shape.
Right.
But if you believe that God created this whole thing,
The whole day. Yeah.
then it could be possible that, wow, we're so special to him. He only created us.
Right.
And he created this whole vast universe to show
Light it up for him.
just how big he is.
Right.
Because if he's, according to faith, our Bible and stuff, that if he's bigger than the universe, he could
Right.
fill it in the like measure
Got
it
the
with
whole world.
with
Yeah.
his in a span.
Right.
Well, then, wow, we're even extra special,
Right.
right? In the midst of the millions and planets. And
The absurdity.
so you can look at it from that
that.
standpoint too. I'm not saying I'm necessarily that person. I don't think that God can't have some people he loves in another planet too. I don't think that like somehow destroys my faith. But
No, I don't.
But there are people who think that like why he created the universe and he created us. That's how special this planet is.
It's so
kind of my point is that it kind of depends on how you see the origins of the universe.
the origin story. I think so there's one point there with regard to religion overall, organized religion and faith, and even not so organized religion. So like any one of our cultures, we go far enough back, right? We're going to end up in the woods, right? We're going to end up at a point where they've never heard of whatever religious organizations exist at this moment.
Yeah.
Right. So they're going to have our ancestors are going to have that moment where they looked into the sky and said, what the hell? How did this get here? Right. And so with whatever language and understanding they had, they would interpret that the great eagle in the sky shit in the ground, and from that became this, and so forth and so on. Because that was the language of a peoples who lacked scientific data, right? Which is right on, because that's why we're all here.
Yeah.
Right? So be that as it may, I don't think that those moments, it's like once you include science and understanding, it doesn't negate the need for spiritual goings on and trappings and so forth, right? But then it thankfully kind of relieves the need to use that to explain this, right? And so in a perfect world, right, when introduced, the religions of the world, right, because that's talk about setting something on its head, right? For those that would be so like, hey, by the way, there's no Santa Claus, you know what I mean? And you're just like, holy shit. Your world is gone. You know what I mean? It would just upend faith. People wouldn't know what to do with themselves. So in light of those moments, it's like, well, wait a second. That doesn't really remove the idea that there's still a bazillion things that you and I can't explain.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't remove the fact that I love my kids and I, for some strange reason, feel connected to them in a way I can't explain. I don't understand. And by the way, similar to yourself, as you said, where it's like, I don't want to know. Right? Part of those moments of faith exist in like a prescribed ignorance almost. It's like, I don't need to know. I'm fine with that, right? All I know is that when I get up, for some reason, when the sun hits my face, I'm like filled with a rush of, thank God I'm here, man. Yeah. Another day above ground. I guess I'll make it a good one. Right? But I don't think that if you could be objective enough when faced with like some really life-changing shit, like, hey, by the way, these guys over here on star system XYZ, they've been around for 500 million years. So they can prove it. And they just showed up and they got some dope, apples from their planet they want to share. And we don't have to die from cancer anymore. And we can live our lives like this. And you know what I mean? Yeah. And it'd be like, all right, okay. And then maybe they have a faith, right, where they can be like, oh yeah, this is our spiritual thing. This is how we see the world, the universe, right? In fact, I would bet even further than that is that if there was intelligent life that we could communicate with and we not end up their pets, right? like we would do to chimpanzees. If we don't end up their pets, I would bet that it would be similar. You know, like the spiritual goings on of another civilization would be very familiar to us. I think that therein lies a universal thing that connects intelligent life, right? The yearning for something greater, the feeling that you're part of something bigger. This odd understanding that like, there's more to it. Right? So I bet that would be the uniting thing. Right. And whereas the rest of it would be scientifically explained away. Like, oh, well, you guys breathe oxygen. That's why your skin looks like this, feels like that. You know, that's why the sun hurts your eyes if you look at it. And you know what I mean? The rest of that would just be like, no big deal. All right, well, that's how you guys are. This is how we are. Right. But God, I would love to know it, man. I love to know it. And apparently everybody else would too, because it's like the Congress has held hearings about it, which is like much more Earth, right? So whether aliens, I don't know. But what about all the like the Tic Tac craft that was 2004? Did you hear about that? Air Force has a film, right? They're flying around doing their thing, and there's an object shaped like a Tic Tac that is moving at speeds that are incomprehensible without.
How big is it? It's shaped like a Tic Tac, but is it the size of a Tic Tac?
No. Okay. It is craft size, right? So whatever that means, I do not know those particulars. I got kids, I got a life to lead, so I don't go that far down a rabbit hole. But it is, say, craft size, right? So dozens of, if not 100 feet, something, right? But the point is, it doesn't have a heat signature. How does it move?
Well, that's the thing. That's why I hesitate to even believe that was true. Just because, like, come on, it's on our planet, in our atmosphere. Why is a craft shaped like a Tic Tac that's not aerodynamic like our stealths can no fly wings. Faster? No wings, nothing. Like, so somehow it's magical. It defies all our laws on our atmosphere. Like
magnetism.
You know, you go up there and all of a sudden it's faster than a stealth. Wait, what?
Magnetism, gravitational kind of energy.
See, that's where I was like, all of a sudden it defies all laws.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's why I have a hard time with that one.
All right, so
now I can maybe like in another planet somehow you said that was in their planet, but they also live in zero gravity and all, like, okay, I can see that. But then it comes to our laws, and all of a sudden it's just.
What about the laws that we don't know how to operate in? Right. So, for example, gravity. Right. As of right this second, right. I mean, there's gravity plays a part in complex machinery because it naturally pulls things down. Right. And we understand all that, but we can't harness gravity in any meaningful way. Right. We can harness magnetism. We can harness like combustion and electricity, right? But we just can't do it with gravity. The speculation, I guess, on the fringes of science is that if you were able to harness the power of gravity, I don't even really know what that means. I'm totally talking out of my ass. But then you could have access to a ridiculous amount of power, right? I don't know how that actually works, but like, the idea that a craft could operate on the gravity of, say, a planet, then it's like, well, maybe they can harness it. And what about the inside is the part that I'm curious about, right? So it's like, since we're already down the rabbit hole. So you've got this craft, this Tic Tac shaped craft that's moving at like Mach 30, right? Like 60,000 miles an hour, or whatever they said, right? Fast as all get out, right? That's all well and fine. But then again, whatever's inside of it is what I'm worried about, right? Because like, if you put us doing, like 10 Gs, right? Like Armageddon. Remember when they go around the moon, right? So it's like 10, 11, 12, 13 Gs, something like this. And everybody's like, you know what I mean? Your blood is just going, your eyeballs in the back of your head, right? So if you're doing 60,000 miles an hour or even 10,000 miles an hour, and there's like the physics that we're all accustomed to, you're going to be liquefied. Right. Like, how do you survive that?
Right. That's my whole point.
But that's just the understanding.
All of a sudden, you're defying all the laws. Like I don't know.
What if their understanding is right? But okay, wait. Here's a comparison in human history. If you go back to the 1800s and leading up to the Industrial Revolution and the invention of cars, going 60 miles an hour was popularly thought to be able to rip the skin off your body. In other words, it was common knowledge, of course. And you picture the guys with the cigars and curly mustaches. Like, of course, if you go 60 miles an hour, it'll tear the skin off your body.
Yeah.
So, like that's obviously not true.
Right.
We can go 1,000 miles an hour. It's all relative. But if you immediately stop in our crafts, then you're going to be liquefied. You just go right through the dashboard. So back to the hearings. So if it's 1985, the world looks at that and is like, dude, you're a conspiracy theorist. That shit ain't real. Stop it. Take off your tinfoil hat. Right? But now it's like everybody's taking it serious. Things coming out of the water. And speaking of marketing, right? We'll touch on marketing. Used to be called, if you see a craft in the sky and you know what the hell's going on, what is it called?
UFO.
What is it called now?
I have no idea.
UAP.
Unidentified what?
Anomalous phenomenon. Why? Because so rather than unidentified flying object, which connotes a, saucer in the sky, now that there's so many sightings and all these kinds of things out there, right? With like some video, and it's like, hey, what's going on here? And there's government folks coming out like, I saw something, man. I saw something I can't explain. Yeah. I can't explain it.
What if it could be something also spiritual though?
Like, so you go supernatural over it.
Yeah. Like what if
Talk to me.
So like I think like I heard a preacher once talk about how like Satan and the demons or Satan or something is like the master of light or something like that. Yeah. So what if part of this is you're seeing anomalies of spiritual things
of evil.
Yeah.
That sounds like an abject disaster. No way. Like, I don't know. So, all right, if you start laying,
I'm not saying that I necessarily. I'm just saying, look,
what if
there could be other explanations for it? Like, what if it's these?
Satan,
these are
everybody's Satan or just one Satan?
No, like demons.
Yeah. All right. So the evil entities.
Like, for example, there's lots of instances in the Bible where angels come, the angels of light. There's
fucking weird.
There's our real life modern day stories of angels appearing, or helping a situation.
But when the angels show up, bro, that's the part that gets weird, because if you look at descriptions and for like super conspiracy theorists, Christians, then it's like the description of angels is not what we thought.
It's not what we
it's
think
not
about.
Like, it's not, what's his name from Reacher with a set of wings and he's like a handsome fella.
There are a few instances where some of the angels are described almost like humanoid.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of descriptions where it's like,
like a box with an eyeball
freaking
and shit.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What if there's a world, a spiritual world? See, I'm more prone to say there's a spiritual world with just crazy shit that we don't even know
Every
about.
now and again pops over.
Right.
Like
or for whatever reason, it displays itself. I am more prone to say that than all of a sudden there's an actual alien out there on another planet that somehow traveled light years to get here in a bean ship.
Billions of miles.
In a bean ship that only showed up for an instant just to tease us.
Hey guys. Later.
Later. No.
Nice planet, nerd.
They're going to be wondering about this.
Is that a sea turtle? Never mind.
We're going to be wondering about this for decades.
Right.
20 million light years back home.
You know
what I'm saying?
I am
if you're going to show up, show up.
Hey.
So we got here.
Yeah.
You drove all the way over here. Stay for a while.
Grab
Have some Entenmann's.
Yeah.
You know? You know what I'm saying?
It's my friend Ernie who's trying to repopulate a different planet. You know?
Right. Here, you thirsty? You're like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Why would you come here?
Just fucking with aliens. Try the green stuff. It's mint sauce. Get him some sushi.
Right.
Dick.
Like, why come here just to tease us?
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I could throw a theory out there too, that what if it's just otherworldly?
Right.
And
supernatural.
Evil, I don't know, whatever.
Or
Satan or nothing. Just good something that's supernatural. Like, because in my faith, right, as a Christian, I think that, okay, there is a heaven, there is a hell, there is a other world that's you can't see.
Right.
And they talk about that there's a war that's going on that you can't see between angels and demons.
Right.
So what if, on occasion, a glimpse of that
will pop through? Right.
I'm not saying that, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what if, I would say that based off of my faith, because, of course, I'm already telling you that I believe in something that I can't see, touch or feel, right? So if that's the case, it's not much of a stretch to think that, a being alien just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah. What the hell was that thing?
It defied all laws because it's not even of this world. It's a spiritual thing. Why is that so far, such a far reach
as compared to
genius alien from another planet?
I don't know, but
coming billions of light years away just to be like
trillions of light years,
right? Just to flick us off and then go back home.
If there's a way, given that it's like scenario A, right? Let me get this straight. You mean to tell me, and I'm like the council of the universe. I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that there's an alien race that sent this probe? Because if it's people, if it's things that live, and it takes this long, it's like you'd be dead before you got here.
Right.
So I mean, it's like an AI probe. It's a tech probe. Right, I've heard that before, which kind of makes sense too, right? I'm like, well, yeah, if I was going to go, hell, we got these things out there right now, Voyager 1 and 2 and all that, and
got satellites and all sorts of shit flying over there.
So with that in mind, I'm like, all right, maybe I'll give you that it's like a high tech probe for maybe a civilization that existed, maybe still exists, but probably doesn't, right? And what are the odds of it kind of scooting by us?
And then it's gone in an instant. We never see it again.
But by way of odds and probability, if that's a situation, it's like, gee whiz, buddy. Right. Like it's not like we're this massive filter in the universe. We're just the teeniest little speck of dust. So just the odds of it, and then it gets to out within our solar system. Like it's incomprehensible.
But then, what if they're operating under completely different laws on their planet in terms of gravitation? How are they know our planet enough that they can create a craft that defies all our laws?
Better yet, how does it even get here?
Right.
It's the part I want to know.
That's what I'm saying. That's
what do you mean?
That's why I am more prone to say, like I said, I'm not saying that God can't have any other loved species out in some other planet. I'm not God. He could, sure, if he wants that.
Right.
But all I'm saying is, if I could believe in that, or on top of that, I could believe that there's ghosts and demons. We gotta go ghost hunting with my wife. Why can't I? It's just, to me, it's not inconceivable to think that somehow we saw some supernatural, spiritual thing that took place.
Right.
And we have no explanation except for their UAP.
So no, I mean that's fair enough, man. Right? Because either which way, right?
It takes a bit of faith.
I'm
a leap
the one,
of faith.
Yeah, I'm the one who I'm like, well, I've never seen aliens.
Right.
I didn't see a craft. Yeah. I'm willing to hear you out. But this guy over here says he was, banging some demon witch lady last night against his will, and I don't know who's crazier. right?
Right.
Like the Scientologists are like, they're talking about 10,000 thetans in your brain or whatever the fuck they do. It's like, well, whose story, you know? Or the Native American tribes that believe that there was a white horse that brought the seed to this, and the eagle shit on the rock, and I didn't see no eagle, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
But politically, let me turn a page, right? Because I agree. It's hard. It's all a hard pill to swallow.
It's all
Tic Tac or otherwise.
Until we actually see it, they land and they start talking to us.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay. Until then, you can say whatever you want to say, and I can say whatever I want to say, and either could be right.
Speculation.
Because no one knows whatever the heck we're talking about.
Why is it?
And then why is it that there's this thought that like we do have a spacecraft, but the government isn't telling us? Why wouldn't they tell us?
That's the other part. That's what we were saying before.
How secretive is
Right.
and then how do we catch that beam thing anyways?
Right. Where did it come from?
If we can't, if it's faster than us, you know what I'm saying?
Travel all this bazillion light years and then you crash on some stupid planet?
Right. It just doesn't, no.
I don't know.
No.
Does the government finally admitting, yes, we've got alien bodies, you know, they've been here for a minute, we're trying to figure, like, does it, again, I would picture that it goes bad for planet Earth.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
they'd have to prove it, though. They'd really have to bring the
here's the other thing, too, okay? We know that in our solar system, right, the planets in our solar system don't have humanoid creatures walking about.
Seems not to be the case.
It seems not to be the case, right? Go to the other solar system.
Yeah.
I would imagine that if they're advanced and stuff or whatever, that they still have to have the same problems we have. They still have to somehow take care of their own planet.
Right.
They still have to somehow figure out how to, you know, so is it a high priority for them to try to figure out how to go 20 billion light years to find our little planet to terrorize and tease, but not even sting, you know, when they're probably in their own planet have own issues. They're probably thinking the same thing. If, as far as we're going to go is our Mars, because we got to repopulate.
Yeah. Why
are we thinking about, I'm going to go 20 billion years to find this one life form. How's that going to serve us? They have their own politics.
Yeah.
Why do we have to go 20 billion light years away to see if they have things figured out?
That they would figure, like they had the technology to even consider that an option to do.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just such a far stretch.
Right.
Now, if every planet had a population like Star Trek, okay, I get it.
Every planet in our solar system.
In our solar system. Yeah. Oh, okay, I get it. You know, let's create a Star Trek and, you know, to kind of govern peace in the galaxy,
in our little
because we're not that big. It's not just about us. Right. The Pluto folks over there, and
Pluto's not a planet. Yeah.
You know, well, even the non-planets and Saturn, you know, our neighbors in Saturn over there, you know, they might need our help.
Saturnians.
And you know what? The Saturnites are trying to take over the Martians. So, you know, we got to defend them. Let's start a Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? Like it becomes like a story, right? But we know, at least so far, we know there aren't any, from what we've gathered, any humanoids in those planets. So now we got to make up this thing that other light years away, you know, many, not even our neighboring solar system, but the solar system, you know, beyond that, somehow has their life figured out so much that it's such a high priority to travel to all the galaxies to find us.
And how would they do it?
Only to say, my little bean wagon, ding, and leave. No, come on, dude.
That doesn't make sense. So
it doesn't make sense. Like,
it's air.
It takes a lot of faith to believe that.
Water, right? But still, it still remains that every government or most governments on Earth are like out with it. Like some more than others, man. Like, I don't know for a fact, but I'll pick on like Norway or something. Right?
But
like they're like, hey guys, we've been talking about this since 1971.
Right.
Like shit is weird out there.
Right. And I would agree with that. Like, but that could also be explained by supernatural occurrences.
So bottom line, you go ghost instead of alien.
Yeah. I would be
ghost first.
I'm not saying no to alien. I'm just saying that I find it more explainable if I say something supernatural.
Right. Presupposing, you already have kind of have the,
because I believe in a God who literally loves me, and I can't physically see him.
Right.
You know, that takes a lot of faith to believe that, right? So why is it so inconceivable for me to have faith that there's some supernatural things that show up every once in a while?
Right.
Just like ghosts that I believe in, and demons and angels that I believe in, you know, and not to mention, you know, in other parts of the country, in the world, like you said, in other parts of the world, they believe, you know, they've seen these UAPs.
Yeah.
Well, also in other parts of the world, they've had real wicked supernatural experience, stuff that we don't even see anymore.
Crying statues,
like
demons,
people being thrown across the room. I mean, I heard those stories from like missionaries and stuff, and the books. It's well documented. So if that, you know, assuming that that's all true, if that has happened, why is it inconceivable to believe that some ghosts, where we talk about ghosts of like spirits that have died or whatever, but they're still in the house? Right. Well, maybe there was like a flying spirit who just, and we see him up there.
Maybe it was a bird, dude. Maybe it was a little dragon spirit.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
But here, let me throw an idea out.
At the end of the day, it's faith on both parts.
That part I agree with you, because they're so far,
because we don't have any evidence of either.
Support the alien life. I think that the probability climbs with scientific understanding. Right. There's one creature that is interesting amongst all creatures on Earth, is the water bear. You know that little guy?
I think if I saw it,
like 8-legged thing. Yeah. It's got no eyes. It's a microbial little guy.
Okay, yeah.
And you find moss, right? But my point in saying that is that those creatures can survive in space, right? They like crystallize themselves or whatever it is, and they could be hitching a ride on like a rock or a comet or something, and they can withstand obscene temperatures, and they're damn near indestructible, right? So with that in mind, I think to myself, like, all right, it's reasonable that we could be staring at a quote unquote alien. Right. So in other words, something that just is not from here. Right.
Yeah.
And so with that in mind, I'm like, all right, it's possible. Right. But that's only one little creature amongst, you know, billions that have existed throughout time on Earth.
Yeah.
Let me switch it. Right. And to give some credence to what you're saying, is kind of, there's something to be said for like collective consciousness. Right. How it's weird how you have an idea, I have an idea, like people around us have ideas. Happens in business all the time. Yeah. Happens in music, happens in art. So anyways, my point is that this collectivism of the human spirit, right? There's like a weird energy, right? And I'm almost kind of like, wouldn't it be fascinating if there was like this kind of spiritual element to the planet of Earth because it's populated by us. And then if enough spiritual energy exists in a confined place, maybe it kind of cracks the portal to the other dimension or something to this effect, right? And again, in terms of scientific understanding, I don't know, but nobody knows shit about that.
Yeah.
Right. But I could see how that could be a theory to support what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. But so far, I haven't seen a fucking alien.
Right.
I have not seen a ghost. We had some, nice lady in here before going in, right? We got Ghost Dan in here. I'm gonna go with Dan. Dan seems like a nice ghost. Might have locked the door on us before, but it's fine. It's fine. But all in all, this most suspect thing, because aliens are in people's minds. By the way, short note, it could be a psyop. The government could put shit out just to throw us off. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, what happened to $17 billion? Sorry. Hey, there's aliens. You guys got the money?
Right.
So there's always that.
There's always that too.
There's always some shady government just operation where they're trying to screw us on something. And I'm all about that. Like, I'll put that first. Why? Because I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
It's happened plenty of times. There's no weapons of mass destruction. And there's probably no freaking alien. You guys are just dicking us around to take our tax money. Right?
Right.
So there's all that too. But I haven't seen it. And it's weird that it's gotten a lot of play in the public eye.
Look, because it's fascinating. People are intrigued.
By the idea, we'll get out of here on this, but they're intrigued by what? Ultimately, the idea that there's something more than us.
I think that's human nature.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It's built in our DNA.
Right.
that there's always something more. That's why, religion is always important to the humankind,
Right.
because there has to be something more.
Yeah. Yeah. Whether aliens or demons, the point is,
There has to be something.
there's got to be something more. Which I agree, man. I feel that whole. Got to be something more.
There has to be some more.
All right. Whew. That was a wild one.
Yeah.
That was good. All right. With that, we'll get out of here. From the iconic era of advertising to the digital age, I'm Chris.
And I'm Ernie.
Keep it legendary.